Я родился в деревне Крюки, я там вырос, я учился в школе. Я бегал там босиком. Так вот, деревня Крюки самое сильное загрязнение в Белоруссии. Там волосы дыбом стоят и щелкают от радиации. И вот я был там недавно, еще раз. Это надо самому увидеть. Я понял, что я потерял родину навсегда, потерял, понимаете? Надо прочувствовать. Помнить, когда ты вот босиком бегал, здесь жил, и видишь совсем не то, и понимать, что ты это уже никогда не будешь. Ты навсегда это потерял. Так мы все потеряем вот так, понимаете? Я это понимаю. Не только Крюки, не только Брагинск район, на всю страну, всю планету, понимаете?
My name is Anatoli Yunitski. I will tell you about the transportation systems of the future. Everything that you will get to know is based on the laws of physics. I devoted 50 years of my life to creating a theory of transport and infrastructure complexes that are optimum from the viewpoint of the science and the world around it. The team I gathered in the Republic of Belarus today embodies this transport already in metal and composites. The technology developed by us will ensure the transition of humanity to a fundamentally new stage of civilizational development in the near future. As a result, our earthly technocratic civilization will be able to solve global environmental problems, live on the planet Earth comfortably and safely in harmony with nature. How have I created the optimum transport? My reasoning was very simple. What will happen from the viewpoint of physics if I travel from point A to point B, for example, from Belarus to Brazil, by any type of transport? Railway, a ship, an airplane, a car, or a rocket? Both at the beginning and at the end of the way, I was at about the same altitude above the sea level, which means that as a result of the movement, my potential energy did not change. At both points, I remained motionless relatively to the Earth's surface, which means that my kinetic energy did not change either. Therefore, if the energy state of the cargo has not changed, the useful transport work for its movement will be equal to zero. There is nothing to change and improve in it. It turns out that 100% of the energy in any mode of ground transport is spent not on moving, but on fighting with the environment and destroying it. To improve transport, it is necessary to minimize these energy losses. For high-speed vehicles with speeds above 350 km per hour, the main factor is aerodynamic drag. More than 90% of the energy losses when driving is spent to overcome it. SkyWay has achieved great success, primarily in the field of aerodynamics. The drag coefficient of our railcar, called Unibus, is 7 times lower than that of Bugatti. It is 0.06. The optimum aerodynamic shape of Unibus is determined on the basis of dozens of blowdowns in a wind tunnel, starting from 1995. Such high rates were achieved also by eliminating the airfoil effect that occurs when driving on the roadway. Air flows around the vehicle moving along the roadway unevenly, above and below, with compression under the bottom and turbulence behind. But if you raise the vehicle high above the roadway, As it is done in the SkyWay transport, aerodynamics improve immediately by 2.5 times. Our rolling stock moves along string rails that do not create an airfoil effect. In fact, they are stretched through the air. In addition, the land under SkyWay routes remains untouched. Forests will continue to grow on it, agriculture will be maintained, the natural soil hydrology will be preserved, and the migration routes of animals will remain. Issues of harmony with nature, technically implemented in the SkyWay transport, are relevant today as never before. Everyone has environmental problems: greenhouse effect, destruction of the ozone layer and global warming, as well as many other dangers associated with the impact of industry on nature, on the biosphere. The current environmental crisis is a natural result of human experience accumulated in the process of interaction with nature. The population of the planet is increasing, and the level of its consumption is growing. The modern world has consumed such an amount of natural resources during 15 years that has been used by mankind for all the previous time of its existence. We live in debt and deplete the planet, consuming more than the Earth can give us. There is only one cardinal way out from the current situation. It is necessary to provide the Earth's technosphere with an ecological niche outside the Earth's biosphere. This step will ensure preservation and development of the biosphere according to the laws and directions formed over billions of years of evolution, as well as the harmonious interaction of the community of people as biological objects with the biosphere. There is no such ecological niche for the technosphere on Earth, but it is available in space, very close, at the distance of some 100 kilometers and more from the surface of the planet, where there are ideal conditions for most technological processes. Zero gravity, vacuum, high and cryogenic temperatures, unlimited raw materials, energy and spatial resources. To accomplish this qualitative transition, humanity already has all the necessary resources. The solution proposed and implemented today in the framework of the SkyWay project was first announced by me in the early 80s of the last century and became widely known in the USSR. The General Planetary Vehicle is a reusable geo-cosmic transport system for non-rocket exploration of near space. For one flight, GPV will allow to bring out into the orbit about 10 million tons of cargo and 1 million people who will be engaged in the creation and operation of the near-Earth space industry. GPV will be able to go out into space up to 100 times in 1 year. The modern world rocket and space industry, in which trillions of dollars have already been invested, will need about 1 million years to do what GPV can do in 1 year. Environmentally friendly GPV will actually allow implementing the industrialization of near space. This step will open access to fundamentally new industrial technologies through the use of unique space opportunities that are not available on Earth. Translocation of the industry out of the planet will radically improve our common habitat, our common home, the biosphere of the planet Earth. The technological basis for the erection of the launch overpass will be the SkyWay systems that will make it possible to obtain profits from the project at the initial stages of its implementation by transporting passengers and cargo on the planet's surface. SkyWay routes will start to earn money. People will be able to build housing along them and develop businesses. The SkyWay transport and infrastructure complexes will give impetus to the development of previously undeveloped lands. Thanks to the SkyWay overpasses, the lines of modern informational communications, electricity, water and fertile soil will come to the most remote corners of the planet. Man and nature will finally be in harmony with each other. The ideas that have changed the world in the past have always seemed fantastic and unreal to contemporaries, but they took on a real embodiment with the efforts of engineers. We have not inherited the earth from our ancestors. We have borrowed it from our descendants. We are obliged to work out this debt. Otherwise, we will not have the future for all of us. The earthly technocratic civilization will disappear as a failed experiment of the universe.